You ever spend months learning a language, studying flashcards, going through grammar lessons, listening to podcasts, and then the moment you have to say something, your mind just goes blank? You freeze, you stutter, and you barely manage to get a sentence out. And you know the words. You understand when people speak. You've done the work, but when it's your turn to talk, nothing comes out the way you want it to. And the worst part is, you don't even get that many chances to practice speaking, unless you pay for classes or for language exchanges. And even then, you get nervous, you feel awkward, and often you wish the conversation would just end. I know because I've been there. That used to be me. I used to feel completely stuck. I was learning the language, but I couldn't speak. And I didn't live in a country where the language is spoken, so I couldn't talk to native speakers. I had no one to talk to. So I had to find a different way of doing it. What if you could train speaking fluency on your own without needing a conversation partner at all? Well, turns out you can. And it works better than most people think. Here's the deal. Speaking is just a set of repeatable actions. You think of what you want to say, you build a sentence using the vocabulary and the grammar you know, you say it clearly and confidently, hopefully, and then you understand what the other person says, and you respond accordingly. That's it. And to get good at this, you don't need magic. You just need a method that lets you practice all those steps without relying on anyone else. Here's how I do it. First, I create what I call language islands. These are short, focused monologues on a single topic, like introducing yourself, talking about your job, your hobbies, your plans for the weekend or the future. You write everything down and you translate it into the target language, the language you're trying to learn. And this becomes your personal script for real conversations. Next, I use shadowing. That means listening to those same sentences spoken by a native speaker or text-to-speech voice, and repeating them aloud at the same time. Not after, but simultaneously. There's no pause, there's no break. You just speak alongside it, like when you listen to a song and you sing alongside it. It's difficult at first, but it forces you to stay sharp. It makes your brain faster, and your pronunciation gets better. You stop hesitating, and you start sounding more fluent because you're literally training your mouth to keep up with the pace of a native speaker. Then I go one step further with something called retrieval practice. Instead of just repeating sentences, I take the English version, translation, and try to say it in the target language, in the language I'm learning. I do this from memory, without looking, and then I check the correct answer immediately, right after. It's like a self-correction loop. You think, you say it, you compare, and you adjust. Trial and error. And that loop is where the magic happens. You're not just mimicking the language, you're actively building sentences from scratch, like you would in a real conversation. And every time you do it, you get a little faster, a little more accurate, and a lot more confident. Language islands give you the structure. Shadowing gives you the fluency and the pronunciation, and retrieval practice gives you the recall, the ability to remember it and use it when you need it. Also the error correction. Combine them, and you've got a complete speaking system you can use on your own, anytime, anywhere. This is how I've learned to speak multiple languages, even when I had no one to practice with. If you want to see exactly how I do it step by step, I've got videos walking you through the whole process. Go check them out. And if this helped you, give it a like, subscribe, and all of that.